The Mystery of BELICENA VILLCA. Third Book. Quest for Uncle Kurt. Chapter 6. I'd lie if I say that I didn't wait something paranormal. My eyes were fixed in the objects of the room, waiting to see them jump out in any moment over me. I expected that, and really I expected that any paranormal thing occur, except what really happened. All started to move and change of position, to fall and to jump on the floor. Shelves and furniture, all was falling and jumping steadily, while I absorbed, believed to live a nightmare. I delayed some seconds, precious, to comprehend that I was assisting to a seismic movement, and when finally, I decided to take shelter, the earthquake was almost ending. Causality. Synchronicity. The lector can believe what he wants, but he could not avoid considering the fact that the earthquake of the January 21st of 1980, to the unique building that damaged in irreversible form was the one that I was occupying, and it had to be evacuated as I could check reading the newspapers of that days. There were no victims, but the building resulted inexplicably impaired on its structure, so the municipal authorities undertook, without results, an investigation to the firm of architects who built it. As there were no insurances, the losses were total for the proprietaries of the consortium, amongst them, me. Of my goods few was what I could save because what was enough strong to survive seism succumbed to the fall of the ceilings. Within them my car, which if it could be repaired from the multiple dents, would not leave the garage in many days for being obstructed the ramp of the entrance. I had remained ruined all of Sutton's job. But, without his famous patience. I'll not deny that, in a first moment the desperation gained me. Anyone would find it comprehensible, putting himself in my shoes. After the sinister narrated experience, with the weight of a long night without sleeping, and the charge of the previous day in which I visited Professor Ramirez, it was necessary to more than strong to not yield and crumble. But, as days passed by, my spirit recovered its habitual temper, and started to resolve. I rented a department in a nearby neighborhood, and I furnished it, with the help of the sister and some friends. The broken things that were indispensable to replace, I acquired them with my meager savings. I made all these arrangements, impulsed by loved ones, who, in their solidarity, were worried of my frame of mind, absorbed and indifferent. They thought, for unknowing the strange circumstances in which occurred the seism, that the disaster had plunged me in a volitional shock. The reasoning was not unfortunate, due to, even though I had never been devoted to the material goods, the loss of 4 years of work and sacrifices resulted in extreme painful proof that another opportunity would have affected me quite a bit. In that moment, the truth was other. My mind, since the moment in which I recovered serenity, not ceased to analyze the lived moments. Being absorbed by the remembrance of that infernal night, it is understood that I seemed to be for the sight of rest as absent and dejected. Far to be thus, a death rage was growing inside of me, a blind furor without obfuscate me, it seemed instead to be nourishing me of vital force and courage. I'd not retreat. Now more than ever. A week later the seism, I was prepared, and ready to travel off. The retardation not affected substantially my previous plans, and for this reason, with a healthy juvenile impatience, I desired to leave as soon as possible. It was Monday once again. I planned to pass through Cirillo's, to say goodbye to my parents, and, if I hurried to leave, I would reach to have breakfast with them. I charged the bag and a briefcase in the damaged Ford, finally rescued within the debris, and I left to the adventure.